Holy shit!
Ever wanted to write an action movie of your own? Well, it's not that hard. Even the best and most beloved action films do the same things over and over and over again. The stakes are high and the clock is ticking, so watch as I pull off the surprisingly convincing latex mask off of action movie cliches. Sticky. 5. Stubble McEveryman vs Evil Thesp. So the hero, he's a badass ex-cop slash ex-soldier slash ex-secret agent or something with a dangerously sexy amount of stubble. His name is Joe, or Jack, or something equally monosyllabic and everyman. Recently, he's been getting on in his years, but he's no less deadly. That's right, it's Jason Statham as rugged ex-Special Forces soldier Frank Martin in The Transporter. Or is it Sean Penn as rugged ex-Special Forces soldier Jim Terrier in The Gunman? Well, it's also Liam Neeson as chiseled ex-cop Bill Marks in Non-Stop, and the brutal Brian Mills in Taken, and Taken 2, and what was it again? Oh yeah, Taken 3. Oh, and then there's Bruce Willis in every film he's ever done. But who is his nemesis? Why, a chillingly erudite sociopath played by a Brit who's happy for the paycheck, of course. It's Die Hard's Hans Gruber played by the late great Alan Rickman. Or it's Gary Oldman's truly psychotic Norman Stansfield in Leon. There's also the incredibly masculinely named Bruce Payne in Passenger 57, although, to be honest, the less said about this film, the better.
Always bet on black.
Now that the hard work of typecasting the hero and villain is done, like a teenager on prom night, you want to get to the action as fast as possible. But how?
Guns. Lots of guns.
4. Lock and load montage. A close relation to the training montage of Rocky fame, the gearing up montage was made famous by Rambo: First Blood Part 2. Ever since, it's been an action movie staple, and it's not hard to see why. It makes the badass hero look even more badass and gets you super pumped for the shit that's about to go down. Slow motion or super fast cuts, it's all good. 3. If this was real life, he'd be so dead by now.
'Tis but a scratch.
A scratch? Your arm's off.
No, it isn't.
If the hero weren't indestructible, action movies would be really short. At the most, the only acknowledgement that you'll get that something mortally wounding has occurred is a slight limp that will be miraculously healed one scene later and never mentioned again. Mission Impossible's Ethan Hunt is especially fond of not only running away from explosions that would kill any normal person, but being blasted through the air by them into solid metal structures. Still, he lives to make another sequel. Don't know how. Scientology? Suspension of disbelief is never stretched further than jumping off an 800-foot suspension bridge into water that would feel like concrete. Oh no, wait, yes it is. For example, climbing into a fridge in the middle of a nuclear explosion and walking away without a scratch. 2. Dubious ethical decisions. While superhero movies or disaster flicks may be the real bank breakers when it comes to citywide or even planetary destruction, action movies still have a good few notches in their belts. Heroes range from the opportunist miscreant to the cold-blooded killer, but it's always in the name of the greater good.
The greater good.
Namely, defeating the bad guy. And so they rarely say sorry or even acknowledge they've done anything wrong. The most common petty crime is vehicular theft, almost always during a chase sequence. In the Bourne saga, Aaron Cross steals a motorbike, Jason Bourne steals a motorbike and a taxi. In The Rock, Nicolas Cage's character steals a motorbike and a Ferrari. What is it with motorbikes? Jason Statham steals a car in The Transporter 3. It just happens again and again and again. You won't see sweethearts like Marty McFly in an action movie, that's for sure.
Thanks a lot, kid.
And while totaling a nice car could rack up some economic damage, it doesn't really come close to the $7 million mini-mall destroyed by Sylvester Stallone in Demolition Man. I guess the clue there was in the title. Or in Speed, where the villain's ransom demands pales in significance to the cost incurred by destroying swathes of the city to keep the bus at its safe speed. You can't put a price on life, however, and Arnie in Commando and Neeson in the Taken series seem to be the most morally dubious of the heroes so far. In Commando, in addition to destroying vehicles, stealing guns and escaping the police, he actually kidnaps an innocent person, beats up some mall security guards and murders 2 villains when they were unarmed. Similarly, Brian Mills has no qualms about executing unarmed villains or even just shooting innocent people married to them. And that's just in the first film. Why can't they just be more like Marty McFly? Wait, Marty, what are you doing? Number 1. Stand aside, he's mine. So the hero has battled his way through Act 1 and 2, leaving all sorts of untold damage in his wake, and is now finally confronting his arch-nemesis in a room full of hired goons. But no, the super-intelligent arch-villain doesn't tell his henchmen to take him down. Instead, he asks his personal elite to step aside and let him and the hero settle this one-on-one. I guess it's personal, or something. This actually happens twice in Die Hard. First when the henchmen are approaching John McClane on the roof,
No one kills him but me.
and then again when Hans disarms John.
Mine, this is mine.
Guess what happens? Yep, 10 points to you. Again, this happens twice in Mortal Kombat with Cage and Goro. And then Shang Tsung and Liu Kang. In Mad Max 2, Max becomes the target of the evil Wes. And don't even get me started on the long, gloating speeches. So, those are the 5 things you'll see in every action movie. Did I miss out any of your favourite tropes? Let me know in the comments. If you want even more, I check out Last Action Hero for a feature-length delve into cliches parodied by Arnie himself. And speaking of Arnie action movies, click right here to see Arnie's 5 most bloodthirsty characters. Thanks for watching, see you next time.